Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses gang. The title of this video is You Have Not Because You Are Not, man. I do want to first shout out the homie Adam, man. One of the Messiahs came through, did an interview with your boy, and I will be posting that hopefully as soon as possible when he gets done editing everything and sends me the link. So be on the lookout for that. I'll put his link in the description of those videos so you can go ahead and give him a follow. But I come here not as a successful person, not as a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. I don't even have $100,000 in multiple bank accounts. You know what I'm saying? Is that true? Well, we shall see. But at the end of the day, I I do want to give you some foundational information. You have not because you are not. What you have is what you are, what you attracted. Okay. I forgot the homie Aaron Doty. Shout out to him. He said you don't get what you want in life. You get what you feel in life. A lot of people seem to think that they deserve things because they went through a lot, or because they're so old, or because they have a certain nationality or skin color, or they're a part of a certain race. Nobody deserves anything in life but what they work for and what their value, what they're valued as. You know what I mean? Um, I don't want to ramble too much, but going back, I was watching a video by RIP Kevin Samuels, man. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. A lot of you guys might not have appreciated his work. A lot of you may have. But we do have to understand that a lot of what life represents is business and vice versa. You can't go through life, you can't enter life, or you can't enter a certain situation with a certain level of entitlement. A lot of things are won and gained because of your entitlement and your desires. Now, a lot of people have a negative connotation when the word entitlement is very ambiguous. You can be entitled in a way that's negative, and you can be entitled in a way that's positive. If you feel like somebody, should treat you with respect, but you don't act like it, you know, everybody's entitled to a certain level or degree of respect, but at the end of the day, where is it coming from? Is it natural? Is it supernatural? Is it from a regular or normal state? Everybody is entitled to be healthy, happy, and free, but at the end of the day, those are things that need to be defended. Those are things in a lot of situations that need to be gained and earned. What I am saying is, you do have to align. You have to vibrate on certain levels. I'm doing all right today, Ari. I appreciate that. Those are things that have to be earned. You have to learn to earn certain things. You have to be able to maintain certain things for you to obtain certain things. I will give you a couple quotes from my parents. The first one I do want to give you, well, not a quote, more so. It's more so is something that my mother had told me in conversation. She told me that sometimes I'm just gonna use the word God. That's the word she used. You could use the word universe or the manifestation or the laws of the whatever, right? Sometimes the universe is not gonna bless you with $1 million if they see that you can't even barely handle $1,000. And when you pass those tests and when you make it past that threshold and you show yourself to be responsible, then you will get more. Then you will get more opportunities. That's why I've always told you guys, don't pray for money. Pray for opportunities. Don't pray for love. Pray for self-love. Pray for peace. Pray for the things that you can handle and maintain. Because let's say if you're bad with money and God forbid you have some kind of addiction or some kind of vice that could in your life, you don't need to be in charge of millions of dollars. You don't need to be in a position where you win the lottery if you have some kind of habit with illegal substances that could remove your soul from your body permanently, that could delete you. Because what are you going to do with that millions of dollars? Okay, you might give tens of thousands of dollars away to charity, but ultimately, the possibility of you ending up in a graveyard is very high. So You need to go ahead and get that figured out. And you might be, you know, somebody with that disease or that sickness, and you're just cold with the money management, but you still have that monkey on your back. You still have those problems. You still have those afflictions. You still have those diseases. So 9 times out of 10, you're the last person that should be handling millions of dollars. I'll give you an example, and I will give the other anecdotal piece later, but I'll give you another example. When I when I had that warrant for all those years, I kept trying to get jobs, maintain jobs, go to school, but it was always something that was outside of my control that was going on. That was the universe responding to my energy, knowing that if I would have finished barber school or welding school or art school, I didn't have a warrant when I was in art school. All the times that I tried to get higher education, so I would be able to at least, if I were to go to prison, that I would have came home with at least an education, with at least one foot in the game. I would have been good. But the universe, my energy, I don't even want to say the universe, but my energy and my subconscious mind did not allow me to finish. I was always trying to, I'll just use the word trap. I was always trying to trap and do things that was contrary to the law. Um, in in as well as go to school to support me going to school to buy my books, transportation for lunch and things like that. In conjunction is the word I was thinking of. In conjunction with going to school and trying to do the right thing. But every time it was always something that was out of my control that got me caught up to the point where I couldn't even finish school, even when I was in school for art. When I was at the Art Institute of Atlanta when I was 18, I was trying to trap so I could get to school and so I could pay off my loan. Little did I know I didn't have to pay off my loan while I was in school. They would have gave me a certain amount of time, but I digress. So just knowing that the universe or that you can put yourself in certain situations and handle those situations, get yourself out and manage those energies, manage that money, manage these emotions. That's sometimes all you need to show not only the universe but people, because people are the universe. Because a lot of times, not to get too spiritual on you and not to get off task, but a lot of times, let's say if you are a believer of God, or if you believe in God, you believe in the angels. If you believe in, let's say, if you believe in Satan or what have you, you believe in the demons. If you believe in, if you're a Buddhist, you know, Buddhists believe in angels and demons. Okay, spirits, your ancestors. A lot of times, your ancestors or these angels or demons or whatever spirits or deities or entities you're working with will jump through these people and manipulate situations to either help you out or punish you to get you to learn the lessons or accept these blessings. So people are just as important as the universe, which is another video that I have to make. Somebody please remind me about that, man. I appreciate the likes, man. But we do have to understand that you want to do what you want to do. And again, very basic foundational information, but sometimes we do need to receive these basic lessons to remind us of what we're doing. Sometimes you have to, start from the bottom and work your way back up. As my father said, sometimes, you have to take shit to be the shit. Sometimes, a lot of times, every time, you have to do things that are uncomfortable. You have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do so you could do what you want to do. What's up, Healing Shadows? At some point in your life. You know what I mean? So we do have to understand that, okay, you don't want to be, you want to be the CEO of Google, excuse me, and you want to go to college and do all these things. Bro, you might just have to be a janitor at some point. You might just have to work at McDonald's at some point. You might have to just work at Burger King or In-N-Out Burger or at a car wash. Sometimes you might have to do the things that you want to do. You should, because as the YouTubers I watch, RSD Tyler, as he said, if you can't work hard and put your best foot forward and put the hours in and put the work in as something that you don't want to do, how could you trust yourself and how could other people trust you if you never done anything and excelled at it and you didn't even want to do that in the first place? How can we trust that you could be the CEO of Def Jam if you've always had it easy your whole life because you just have been able to flow through life and do what you want to do? That doesn't even make sense, and that doesn't build character. Because the people who lead the world, they might not always have the most character. They might not always have the most intelligence, but they a lot of times are hard workers, at least mentally or socially. Okay, so it's really not always about who's the hardest worker or who's the most intelligent person, but are you able, not even willing, are you able to handle situations that you don't want to be in and manage that energy and manipulate that energy? And again, manipulate might have a negative connotation. Are you able to skillfully handle what life has to throw at you? If you're not, then you shouldn't really be necessarily doing what you want to do at the time, because at that point, you become a very dangerous person, not only to others, but mostly to yourself. So you might wake up and have to take 30 minutes to yourself to mentally prepare to go to this job that you just hate, and you took all your PTO, and all the people there are felons and they're ugly and they all have COVID of the mind. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, this is a good thing. This is a good process, bro. All the times that I had to walk miles through snow every day to get to a job that I hate, character, my nigga. Character. All the times that I had to walk when it was hot as hell when I woke up, and it was cold as fuck when I walked home, and it was tornado warnings in the spring and the summertime, but I had to run home soaking ass wet, couldn't even barely close the door because it was windy. Built character, made me the nigga I am, made me the man I am today, and made me prepared for what the fuck I'm gonna do. You feel me? And there needs to be more of that. Sometimes you guys, a lot of people pray for protection. Pray for protection, yes. But you need to appreciate those challenges because you want to do what you want to do. A lot of people, I don't want to say nobody, a lot of people don't want to live a simple life. A lot of people want to have lots of tasks. That's what makes you a high value man. That's what makes you a high value woman, having a lot of tasks, having a lot of challenges, but it being normal to the point where it's routine, where you know how to respond to things. And if you don't, you have the resources to be able to get somebody to handle it with you, or you can Google it, or you can buy a book, or you can get therapy. That's what it's all about. What do I want to do in my life? What I want to do in my life is very important. I want to help a lot of people. I already try to do that as much as possible. But at the end of the day, me having it easy every day is not going to make me as valuable to the situation that that I am manifesting for myself. Me having easy days every day is going to make me a soft-minded person. And it's not good. If I did win the lottery tomorrow, or if I had the ideal life tomorrow, I wouldn't know how to maintain it or handle it or respond to any situation that's going to happen with that perfect setting, because at this point I haven't been through what I need to go through so I could maintain and obtain what I want. So with that being said, man, I don't want you to accept the easy money. If you don't have any challenges for that day, I want you to feel like that's a failure. I want you to feel like, damn, because I want these. It might not even be about the money for you. You want to help a lot of people and not necessarily have millions and millions and millions and vacation in Dubai and have a vacation home in Florida and have a little cabin in the woods in Canada and have a beach house in California. You might not want that type of lifestyle. But if you want to help a lot of people, if you want to be valuable to people, you do have to be able to do that mental yoga, that spiritual yoga. You do have to be able to respond and react to certain situations accordingly, okay, and appropriately. This is why we have meditation. This is why we have yoga, like I said. working out, strength training, reading. These things are to prime your mind, to give you that willpower, to give you that discipline, to give you that knowledge of self, knowledge of the world. So if you don't have what you have, if you don't have what you want right now, that's because it's not who you're not who you're supposed to be. Okay, I do want everybody to look at a book called Psycho Cybernetics. And if you don't know how to spell, I don't know how to spell that either. Not to the psycho, as in psychopath, cybernetics. I believe it would be Cyber netics. Like, figure it out. Go to Google, push the little microphone and say Psycho Cybernetics. It's only like 3 versions of that book, and it's only one person made that concept up. What I do want you to do is just sit back. If you smoke bud, most people probably smoke weed now. A lot of people. And if you don't smoke weed, you might want to have a drink or whatever you do. Put some good music on. I want you to sit back and think about the life that you want, the perfect life. I visualize pretty much 4 things when it comes to my future. I visualize me waking up next to my girl with some cool ass sheets, with a blanket, perfect temperature. Me waking up, taking a shower, getting out, fucking her ass back to sleep, putting my suit on, going in my Mustang or whatever car that I visualized for the day, and going to Starbucks to get some tea, seeing a homeless man, giving him $50, offering him a job, going to my office, filling out some paperwork, interviewing some people, going in the music studio at night, smoking a blunt, even though I don't even smoke weed like that at all, actually, and ending my day. I end my day a whole different every day. I put on a different color suit every time I visualize this. Sometimes it's gray with a pink undershirt. Sometimes it's white with a red undershirt. But visualize, feel the most important of this. The most important aspect of this meditation is to feel what you feel. Are you more confident? Do you have more facial hair? If you're a woman, do you have bigger titties, nicer thighs? What do you feel about yourself? Do you feel humble? Do you feel like a boss? What are you thinking in that meditation as that person that you are? You know what I'm saying? And the importance of that is for you to draw those emotions and those feelings back to this dimension. Something that I don't know his exact name. Julian Blanc, he calls borrowing abundance from the future, which I think is brilliant. Okay, borrow that abundance feeling from the future. Borrow those emotions from the future, because that's what you need right now. As much as you need the work, you need that lifestyle mentality. You need that brain. You need that millionaire mindset. You need that whatever it is, philanthropic mindset. You need to be reading. You need to be reading, working out, meditating, and replacing all your negative or bad or harmful habits with good ones. Do I do that? I want to. I have at some point, but you can't just do it for a day or 2 days. You do have to understand that this is a lifestyle change. This is not something that you just do one time. Let me read some of these comments. Happy Valentine's Day said, lots of love to you. I appreciate that. Psycho Cybernetics, thank you. That's exactly how you spell it. Man G. Man G says, this is a good idea. Visualize your dream so you will have a better idea on how to attain it. Now, that's a great, I love that statement. Now, it's not necessarily, if that's what you want to name it, your dream self, your future self, is really you. It's really yourself, but in a different form. It's like you're the baby version of your future self. Not your dream self, because the dream is not necessarily real. Your goal self. Let's call it that, your goal self. You know what I mean? Because what we have here, because I was going to build off that. What did you say? Psycho-cybernetics, yes, you spelled it right. It's not necessarily you knowing how to attain it, Because if you have a strong enough emotional attachment and actually knowing how to do it, you will do it. See, the difference between human beings and the rest of the animal planet is we are the only, from what I read, this might be pseudoscience, but I like to think this is true. We're the only animals in the animal planet that can visualize something and successfully achieve that goal without having any experience at it. Okay? And I will, maybe if you guys remind me, try to post ways to practice using your subconscious mind and your visualization skills to achieve a goal. Okay? A lot of people say that you're not supposed to try to willpower yourself into stopping habits, bad habits, or addictions or harmful habits. You're actually supposed to just visualize yourself doing it or not doing it, or visualize what you would be doing as opposed to doing that. For example, I smoke cigarettes. So I should be visualizing myself jogging miles and miles and miles, knowing that my ass can't run 2-3 blocks because just like Uncle Murder said, man, I smoke Newports. So I can't even run that fast. But at the end of the day, visualization is the key to magic, and life is magic. As we all know, everything in all human interactions in life is either a ceremony or a ritual. Look it up. But at the end of the day, it's you. It's you. And there's hecka visualization techniques in that book, Psycho-Cybernetics. I believe there's only 3 volumes. But the first one will suffice. I have the first one and the second one. If you want to go on a website called pdfdrive.com, it should be there still currently. And you can download it free on your phone, iPhone, or Android, or I don't have a MacBook, but pretty much any computer besides a MacBook I can vouch for. But I want everybody to check that out. But my last statement is, man, just be who you want to be right now. Because now can change everything. Now can change everything. It's not about you fantasizing or daydreaming. It's about you having the confidence and connecting with those emotions, bro. Because I'm going to give you this example. I know everything is anecdotal, and that doesn't always make for good content. But this is my last, this might sound a little woo-woo, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? So, I was born in the south side of Chicago, Roseland. Okay, the deep south side of Chicago, everything was black. Nigga, except for my family. Neighbors were black, police. I never really interacted with the police like that because I was like 3, so I don't know. But everybody, teachers, doctors, everybody was black, right? I did go with my grandma to the suburbs here and there, but then I also went to Harvey on my dad's side of the family. I didn't really see Mexicans like that, right? I really only saw them on TV, and my auntie, who's like 9 years older than me, she had a little Mexican girlfriend. Her name was Deborah, right? So outside of which I didn't know my family was even Latina or Latino at the time. Everybody was Puerto Rican or Cuban or part Spanish or something. I just thought they were light-skinned, to be honest. I thought everybody was just black and light-skinned. I didn't know my family history till I was a little bit older, till I was like 10, right? So I didn't know there was that many. I only thought it was probably like, just in my little kid mind, let's just say 100 Mexican people or Hispanics or Latinos in the world. You feel me? And then, at some point, I moved up north to what I refer to as the Mexican Projects. I moved to this place, this magical Mexican Alice in Wonderland, and I was just like, what? I thought it was only this many Mexicans in the world, and all these motherfuckers stay in this one, and it wasn't just one building. It was like 12 buildings of all predominantly Mexicans or Latinos. I don't know what they were. No offense. I hung out with one black family One of the homeboys' name was Orlando. The other dude, I can't remember his name. And then they had a little sister, a mom, and a dad. You feel me? I go to school. It's mostly Mexicans and white people and like probably 30 black kids. But when I saw how different their culture was and how feminine they were, the women, not the men, the women, and how similar the Mexican dudes were to black people, black men, but they weren't responsive in certain type of ways. I was just like, man, this is a great change. I like this situation. And then I had a little crush. I'm not gonna lie. I was probably like 8, 9 years old. You feel me? I had a crush on this teen mom. I didn't know because I was 8 years old. So everybody that was that much older than me, she was probably like 16, bro. Excuse me. But when I saw how she was with her baby, and I saw how she was looking at me, how she thought I was she thought I was attractive. I don't want to say she was a wedophile or anything like that, but she thought I was a fairly attractive man. She was like, "Ooh, you look like Tupac." And I was like, "You got a crush on me? You like me?" I'm 8 years old. I don't know what sex was or anything like that. This bitch obviously knew what sex was because she was like 14. Brenda's got a baby ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I liked the people. I went over there. Do you want to stay for dinner? None of my friends had ever offered me to stay for dinner. Ever. Treated me like a part of the family except for my family. You feel me? And then my homeboy, I had a homeboy named Eric. He was cool as fuck with the soccer. And he had his sister was a teenage mom as well. And I just loved the culture, loved the women, thought they were beautiful. I mean, not more beautiful than a black woman, but I just knew that's what I wanted. I liked the lifestyle. It was less chaotic. It was still drama. It was the hood. It was still chaotic and things, but that set in stone that I needed to have a Mexican wife at some point. That's the energy. That's the emotion I wanted. Most of my girlfriends have been black women. Yes. I've had more. I've had. I do want to say I probably more so have more sex with white women than Latinas. I've had more, definitely for sure, had more. Well, it's probably equal, minus like 2 or 3 as far as the black women and the white women. I'm not a self-hating person. I'm not racist or anything, but my goal was that Latina, that or something along those lines. You feel me? But at the end of the day, it was always the energy, and I always tried to manifest that energy from women that were not necessarily of that culture, that nationality, or that cultural background, which was not necessarily healthy, and turned a lot of my relationships unhealthy because they were not Latina. Because I've only dated like 3 Latinas, and they just were not the ones. But I found the right one, man. I found the right one. A nigga struck gold. Jackpot. Jackpot Moses. Gang. I mean, what sounds better? Aaron Jackpot. Aaron Jackpot. Gang. But at the end of the day, I do want to say, man, whatever I did, whatever adjustments I made to get these things, whether it be the apartment, whether it be the money, whether it be the cars, whether it be the jewelry, whether it be the friends, I was not gonna get what I wanted until I made those changes inside myself. I couldn't keep bumping my head. I had to change how I thought. I had to get more information because the point of getting more information, the point of learning is to change the behavior to get different results. And if you want different results, like I said, the more you learn, the more you earn. If you want different results, if you want to change your behavior, it's not gonna come from you, excuse me, being yourself. You feel me? It's not gonna come from that. If anybody tells you just be yourself, they're a goddamn liar. Don't be yourself. I want her to like me. What do I do? Just be yourself, man. No, nigga. Learn your fucking target and make the proper adjustments so that behavior is authentic to what she wants and to who you are. That's what the fuck you do. Don't be your goddamn self, because if being yourself was good enough, you would have had the bit. If being yourself was good enough, You would be a doctor. You wouldn't have to go to fucking 10, 12 years of school, dumbass. Don't just be yourself. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Take the red pill, my nigga. Don't just be yourself. Just be yourself, and then you'll just get your driver's license. No, nigga, you have to learn how to drive, don't you? Okay, that's how life works. Don't just be. What if you would have told Jesus, "Hey, God, what should I do?" Man, just be yourself. No, nigga, that's not how life works. What if? No. What if the universe would have told Buddha, "Just be yourself"? What if? What if God told Lucifer, "Just be yourself"? That's what Lucifer. That's matter of fact. That's what God did tell Lucifer. Just be yourself. Now we got all these Satanists running around, eating all these babies, and I'm just playing. Shout out to all the Luciferians and Satanists. I was just playing, but nah, man. Be yourself is top 3. I should do a video on this. Top 3 worst pieces of advice that anybody could tell anybody. Just go talk to her, bro. Be yourself. Nah, nigga. What should I do, man? I want to be a doctor. Just go in the hospital. Tell them you want to be a doctor and just be yourself, cuz, on crib. No, don't take that. Don't take that advice. I'm not even a crib, but don't take that advice. Don't take that, bro. That's not good advice. Just learn yourself. Just learn what you need to learn so you can earn what you want to earn, goddammit. That's the advice you need to take. But I do appreciate the love. And I do appreciate everybody showing me love and supporting me in my endeavors, man. I hope you learn, even if it was one thing, bro. Even if it was one thing. I'll this real quick and I'm gonna be out. So, Man G said, haha, I was also misinterpreting my family's heritage when I was younger. I appreciate the Mexican culture as well. It's a minor coincidence, but wow. Yeah, my family comes from Spain. I mean, on my mom's side, my family came from Spain and from China. One person, I believe it was I want to say my grandfather was Chinese, and then my grandmother was Spanish. They met in Spain and they ended up going to Cuba trying to get over here. They snuck over here. They moved to Georgia, moved to Michigan, had my great-grandmother in Georgia, moved to Michigan. She went to Michigan State. This is in the 1800s, bro. This is in the late 1890s. You feel me? And yeah, now I'm here. But yeah, my family is Spanish, Cuban. We got Puerto Ricans in there. Irish people in there. I'm actually at the cemetery right now with my ancestors as we speak. I'm sitting on their grave. I don't know if they want to be on camera, but that's their grave plot. And then Man G says, I vibe with everything you're saying right now. I love to have a video on being yourself. Actually, bro, I have an old video. It's probably from like 5 to 6. It probably came out anywhere from 2014 to 2017. It's called Why Being Yourself is the Worst Advice. I believe, something along those lines. Just type in Aaron Moses the One, Being Yourself. But if you want me to revisit that, I mean, I have a lot more knowledge than almost 10 years ago. So, you know, I'm going to screenshot that. I might have to just look into that, bro. But I appreciate that, man. And then I'm going to give you this last piece on my dad's side. My dad's side is who I call my black family. But they come from Calcutta, they come from India, and they're also mixed with a lot of, which some people think we're Blackfoot. My dad says we're Choctaw, but you know how you know how niggas are. I was about to say, you know how niggas are, bro. Niggas don't remember shit. But I'm either Blackfoot or Choctaw or both. But I know you can see. People think I'm Arabic all the time. People think I'm Ethiopian. I'm probably not Ethiopian. 9 times out of 10. I meditated on it. The spirits told me I'm South African. My last name comes from a slave family that was harvesting in South Africa and Southeast Africa, which was kind of rare at that time that we came over here. That they stole us, and I'm just playing. Man, G said, I just found the video. It's from 6 years ago. I'm gonna watch it after the live stream. Well, you can watch it right now, my brother, because I'm about to end this motherfucker because my girlfriend keeps calling me like the house is on fire. Hopefully it's not. But hey man, I leave you with peace, man. Just take the information, make sure you share this with anybody, watch it with your friends, bump it in the car, and hey, do what that airplane's doing right now, man. Get high. Moses, man. I'm the man, you the bang, we the bang together, man. Life's in the breath and breathe it in. Peace. Don't be yourself. Be your best. Why did she keep calling me?